Alrighty, guys, you'd be forgiven if you thought, as of the recording of this segment, today it's October 2025, we're heading into November, but you'd be forgiven if you thought that there were no Star Wars projects coming out in 2026. It's been really, really quiet, and yet we have a movie coming out in The Mandalorian and Grogu coming out in May of 2026, and we actually have a TV show that has quietly, very quietly gone under the radar. The reason that I open the segment like this is because I feel like there just hasn't been as much fanfare or as much excitement or anticipation about either of these two projects in The Mandalorian and Grogu and AHSOKA Season 2. Mandalorian and Grogu released a trailer a few weeks ago, and I feel like it came and went. It was met with almost zero buzz, I feel like, across the internet. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. If you guys love the trailer, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. But I feel like, just my general sense, again, not being always plugged into what everyone is thinking, but, being more online just with this YouTube channel, in the movie spaces at least, it feels like that trailer just disappeared. It feels like nobody was really talking about it. I feel like it didn't penetrate into the general masses, as I feel like a good trailer should for a project like this, especially a Star Wars project. And quietly on the other side too, because I was thinking about, are there going to be any Star Wars shows coming out in 2026? Is this going to be the first year since 2019, since when Disney Plus launched with The Mandalorian? Is this going to be the first year where Disney Plus or Star Wars doesn't release a live action show? I guess 2020 they didn't release a live action show, or did they? I think actually maybe Mandalorian season 2 was 2020. Anyways, point being that I was thinking, was this going to be one of the first years since the launch of Disney Plus and Star Wars on Disney Plus that we weren't going to get a show? Until I remembered Ahsoka season 2 is coming, and we have some updates now actually that this show has quietly been chugging along, and under all of our noses, it's done filming, apparently, because Ahsoka star herself, Rosario Dawson, posted and then deleted, for some reason, a wrap post saying that they have wrapped filming. Now, there was another article then, separately, I think, from Forbes that says it's likely Ahsoka Season 2 will not be coming out until August or September, which I feel like is a little bit of time. Some people have been saying, oh, it's going to be so far away, and this is a delay of some sorts. Well, I feel like it's feasible that if you wrapped filming in late October of 2025, that, yeah, you could get all the visual effects done and things like that, and maybe have it ready for a June or July release. That seems a little crunch, so I get it. I think August or September, honestly, just given the production timeline, seems pretty reasonable. So I think that we have now a pretty, I'm going to say definitive, because yes, the release date could change and fluctuate and things like that, but a relatively definitive timeline for what Star Wars is going to look like in 2026. Also, we have Maul Shadow Lord, the animated show based on Darth Maul, which I am very, 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 very excited about. But we don't know when that's coming out. But Mandalorian and Grogu in May, late May, I think Memorial Weekend of 2026, and then Ahsoka Season 2 probably coming out in August or September. And we also, in a separate interview, I think, got some clarification, or just got some comments about how Ahsoka might have changed from Season 1 to Season 2 from Rosario Dawson. So this is what she had to say. She says, quote, she had more of a strong gravitas at the beginning, and she was a little bit more unflappable. And I'm liking that she's relaxing. She's kind of getting back to her joy. I think those moments with Hayden Christensen and Anakin were so important for her to feel something so she could be more present. And that's what I'm really enjoying. I think we get to explore that a lot more in the second season. I'm really glad we get to add more joy into her life and see her relax a little bit more and work in community a little bit more than she has. I love hearing that. I was somebody who was looking forward to Ahsoka, but still, had some trepidations about the live action show just because I wasn't sure how it was going to translate. And while I think that there are parts of the show that I quite enjoy, I also, and this is as somebody admittedly who is not the biggest fan of Star Wars Rebels, I was very much a Clone Wars kid myself. I watched all Rebels. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it, but seeing that this was basically a Star Wars Rebels live action show, that in itself inherently wasn't a big draw to me. And then I just thought that the story was really weird and messy, and at the end of the show, basically the characters just flip-flopped, and it was weird and bizarre in that way. But I will say, when we all thought Rosario Dawson was great casting, and then I watched the show and I was like, why is she so serious the entire show? I get that she's older and she's wiser and she's more of a veteran now than she was in the Clone Wars days. Obviously, we saw that in contrast with the younger Ahsoka in the flashbacks, but I still think that the essence of Ahsoka, she just felt very flat as a character. So to hear Rosario Dawson say this about her character and about Ahsoka in Season 2 is actually, to me, quite encouraging. And I am actually very excited to see just maybe a more an Ahsoka that's getting back to that joy that really propelled the character. Again, Ahsoka was not just a happy-go-lucky character all the time. Towards the end of the Clone Wars, she was a very serious character. In Rebels, I think I loved Ahsoka in Rebels, honestly. That was a serious character that still had the essence of that younger version of herself in Clone Wars. So I'm excited to see what they do with Season 2. Guys, what do you think of these comments from Rosario Dawson about Ahsoka in Season 2, and just the fact that Season 2 is coming in 2026? It's probably coming in August or September. Let me know in the comments down below.